Hello, everybody. I hope everybody is doing all right. Let's go ahead and get ourselves started here. We have personal reading order number 18 as the first personal reading of the day. So let's go ahead and dive in and see. If you'd like to know how do they as a group feel about you, let us see. So overall, I would say that this is quite a good combination to see come forward. It brings forward the sense of harmony, uplifting energy, excitement, and like seeing you as somebody who brings forward value. So they are thinking that you are a good addition to the group and that you are somebody that's going to kind of bring forward this momentum of maybe trying new things or expanding in new ways or maybe bringing in new viewpoints and kind of mindsets because we have this Nine of Pentacles, which talks about a strong sense of self. So this could be they feel like you have a strong personal style, or they feel like you are a very strong personality. And having that come forward here with the energy of the Empress is like you have the ability to create growth, you have the ability to create movement and opportunity in new beginnings. And so you bring forward this sense of like expansion from self. So you are kind of this beacon of new things, beacon of opportunity, or kind of like this kind of caller of more to come forward, right? And so they're viewing you as somebody who's going to bring in this good to come ahead. So this is a feeling of expansion, feeling of growth, feeling of welcoming energy to come forward here as well. Very nurturing energy that comes ahead. So they're feeling this good connection with you being in the group. And then when we have the Knight of Wands coming forward with the Four of Wands, this is an excitement. This is a passion. This is a sense of harmony. So overall, I would say that there is a really good feeling with you being in the group. They're feeling like you fit in well, that you have a strong personality. And the strong personality doesn't have to mean that you're extremely extroverted. It just means that you have a very distinct sense of self, and they like that. They feel like that's a good addition to the group, and that you are going to be somebody who kind of creates growth within the group, and kind of brings in this lively energy of excitement and kind of balances the group out here as well with this Four of Wands. So overall, they feel great, feel like you bring in a new lively energy that the connection here is looking to have in this dynamic. So that's what I would say. Let's go ahead here for our next personal reading, which is number 19. 19, we'd like to know, will they be able to stay faithful in their relationship? Let us see. All right, so we do have the Sun card coming forward, and the Sun is the absolute only card that I use to signify a yes to the question that is being asked. And so this would say yes, it does look like they will be able to be and stay faithful in the relationship. Now, the Ten of Wands can say maybe it is going to be a personal challenge, maybe it is going to be an uphill battle here, but it is something that they can go ahead and do. When we also have the idea of the Five of Cups, there may need to be a look towards where they can become new instead of where they have been in the past. So this is too many cards that have fallen out over there. So this can say maybe in the past they had some struggles with how maybe they interacted with other people, or they did. I'm just trying to think of like example. Say when they went out to a restaurant with you and maybe the way that they talked to the waitress was a little bit off, and you go, what was that about, right? Maybe there's some things in the past that we have to kind of look away from and say, okay, this is who they are now in the present moment, so that we can see them trying to be in this faithful energy rather than looking towards the past and how they had some questionable behavior. But with the Ten of Pentacles here, we are wanting things to move up with a sense of steadiness, structure, trust, and value. So the energy is coming forward here as a yes. So we have, I feel the need to call you often. Maybe they feel the need to kind of express something, talk, give some sort of reassurance, going to come forward with this card here as well. And then we also have the card separation, time apart from your partners on the horizon. This doesn't have to mean breakup or anything like that. But maybe there's a point in time where they are going to get Ten of Wands a little bit busy here. And so there's this need to maybe give you the reassurance while they are maybe pulling away in some aspects because of the busyness. That creates a bit of a separation here, that they feel the need to create this sense of reassurance to let you know it's not like the past. It's different in terms of how the two of you are moving ahead here. Oh my God. It's different in terms of how the two of you are moving ahead. And they want to create that sense of reassurance, right? They want to say, while we are in a sense of distance or separation here, where we can't, keep with each other all the time, I still feel the need to call you, to give you this reassurance, to show you that Ten of Pentacles, I will be here and present. So I would say yes, based off of this combination. It looks like they are coming forward in a rather lovely way, especially with the sun. All right, so let's go ahead here with personal reading order number 20. 20, you'd like to know, why don't they want to plan the wedding? Let us see. They always want to come around the tarot cards yet too. There's something about the cards that they're like, oh, my time to shine. Here I come. Especially this little one. Oh my goodness gracious. No worries. Thank you as well for allowing me to do your reading for you. All right. I would say it just doesn't necessarily planning the wedding doesn't necessarily give them a sense of fulfillment. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's some people that want to elope. There's some people that like to plan. There's some people that have a binder with wedding planning, and there's some people that just have a Pinterest page, right? There's a difference when it comes to how we approach things, especially when it comes to something as big as a wedding. It's not necessarily just going to be a, pick up the cake from Costco and then we're done, right? Everybody gather in the backyard. It's not really, always like that. It is going to be something that is requiring a lot of planning, get together. There's multiple people involved, multiple circumstances, there's a lot to coordinate. Things kind of have to get into a sense of direction. And so it's just not something here that makes them feel fulfilled. And Ace of Swords, it's like, I'm just speaking my truth. The idea of it maybe is too drawn on. King of Pentacles, maybe I don't really want to think about the financial aspect of it. It just comes into a play of saying it doesn't give me fulfillment in planning for it. Page of Cups, it's something that maybe I look at in a juvenile way, even, right? The Page of Cups is somebody who's not necessarily coming forward as a mature standpoint. So they're not looking at the wedding planning as a bonding activity. They're not looking at it as actually planning what the wedding means. They're looking at it seemingly from an idea of planning an event, a costly event, a stressful event, right? It's more of that sort of idea than actually planning the rest of our lives together, right? They're not looking at the wedding the same way as getting married, right? That's kind of how I see this combination coming forward here. So personally, I would never want to plan a wedding. Oh God, no thank you. I've seen it be done, and the stress that comes forward with it, I would literally pass it off to somebody else. So I personally don't see it as a bad thing to say I don't want to plan a wedding, because it could not be me. I would literally just pay the venue, whatever colors you want, sure, do it. Whatever, ideas you want, I don't care, do it. I'll just go to the church house, right, or the courthouse. There's just some people who the idea of planning it and everything is just a little bit too much. But some people enjoy the idea of the planning and the party and the, put together the binder and put together the Pinterest page, and, it's just kind of on a different spectrum here in terms of our wants, really what seems to be coming forward. So we have the card I promise. So they are wanting to make some promises as well as fulfill some promises. And they are also saying that they feel that the love between the two of you is something that's true and something that's genuine. Now, we also have keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type or expectations. And so this can say your expectations are different than another's, right? Same goes with the idea of like, you might be really into planning for a wedding. You might have the binder down with the dividers and the Pinterest page and the registry open. Like, you might have had venues saved on Instagram for the last 10 years, right? Before this person was ever into existence, you might have known your colors. There could be things like that that come forward from your side of the table. For them, they're like, I would literally go down to the courthouse. To me, it's the idea of getting married rather than the idea of the wedding, right? There's something different when it comes to that sort of aspect between the two of you here. That Spirit's trying to get you to be in this place of recognizing that there could be differences between the two of you in terms of how you navigate things, and difference between your perspective of a situation compared to their perspective of a situation. So that's what I would say based on this combination. If anybody is interested in a personal reading here today, check out the website, temperanceandsage.com, for the live personal readings if anybody is interested in having one here today. So if you would like a personal reading here today, visit my website, temperanceandsage.com. We are doing the live personal readings here right now. So if you'd like to have a personal reading here today, check out the website, temperanceandsage.com, for the live personal readings. I just wanted to make sure, how old are you? Okay. Just when people write school, I just have to make sure, because I've had some people who were in the early teens discover me. So let's go ahead and dive in and see. How does she feel now? You stood up to her. Let us see. So shocked is a bit of an understatement here. When we have the Tower card coming forward, it's kind of like the rug has been pulled out from underneath her. So I would call that, beyond shocked, kind of a deer in headlights sort of idea. It's kind of like, I don't know why I'm getting the image in my brain, maybe because I just watched all of the Wicked stuff. But when they realize that the wizard is just a person, that's kind of what it reminds me of. Like when they feel up on a high horse, right? When they feel like they're the Six of Wands parading around, and then all of a sudden they kind of fall from their tower here, and they realize that everything that's come to bite them in the butt here with this Ten of Swords, because this Ten of Swords is not your average Ten of Swords. This Ten of Swords is actually a self-sabotaging card, because we have all of these 10 swords that we're facing. So it's like we are now reflecting on that, right? We're reflecting on what we've said, what we've done, our ideas. And so it's kind of like this immense sense of self kind of regret in a way, eating away at oneself. So definitely the light has kind of shone within here, and they're turning their eye on themselves and kind of being in like a critical standpoint of themselves. So feeling quite down here. The Justice card can even come forward in a sense of karma as well when it comes to this combination, because something has leveled itself out, right? We have the Tower card, which is like swept something out. We've pulled the Jenga tower and it's fallen. And then we have with the Justice card, the sense of balance. So it's kind of like they're feeling like karma has kind of come around from them, that they were, going into it feeling so cocky, so confident, thinking that nothing could kind of get them. And then all of a sudden, boom, here they are relooking at their thoughts, saying, well, this is something that bit me in the butt. Oh, I thought maybe I would say that and it would bite me in the butt. But, here it is actually coming in and creating my tower. So I definitely think shocked is an understatement when it comes to this. It's kind of like their world is a little bit flipped up on themselves, and they're definitely feeling like karma has bitten them in the butt here when it comes to this combination as well. Yeah, and definitely coming forward with the tower. Like the tower is a major arcana card, so it's not something that's light whatsoever. It's not like a Five of Swords where we're feeling kind of like somebody has bit us. No, the tower is like, mommy told me I was special my whole life, and now everybody in the world is telling me I'm not. That's kind of how this combination comes forward here. Like the curtain has completely been ripped down, and we're seeing things for how it truly is. So definitely feeling quite down on themselves, and like their reality is not what their reality is. So if anybody is interested in having a personal reading here today, check out the website, temperanceandsage.com. We are doing the live personal readings here right now. So if you are interested in having a personal reading here today, check it out, temperanceandsage.com for the live personal readings. You can go ahead and donate again. But when it comes to assurities in tarot, the energy is always going to change, right? So something can look like this today because it's in the heat of the moment. The energy is moving forward. We're still experiencing the tower. But tomorrow they could maybe talk to a parent, talk to a friend that gets them to look at the situation differently. And then all of a sudden they're in this place of repenting, and trying to enter heaven of being a good child. So the outcome could change on something because they could have a parent get involved. They could have their favorite, person that's a higher up get involved, and something changes around. So I do have to let you know that it's not a guarantee that something is going to end up exactly the way that we see it today. I don't know where my kitten has placed my Sharpie to create another 2. So 22. Let us see. How will they behave now that she realizes that she cannot bully? Let us see. She is such a sweetheart, but my Sharpies, my pens, they all go disappearing. All right, so with this combination, I see it starting off very defensive. Seven of Wands can be looking for a fight where there's not a fight. So this could be that she's expecting you to kind of stand up to her in other ways. This could be that she's kind of overthinking, Eight of Swords, some of your words or some of your actions. Were you talking about me? Were you saying something about me behind my back? That conversation that you having in the corner with somebody else and you looking off in my direction, are you talking about me? Right? There could be something that goes on there with this Eight of Swords, Seven of Wands combination of like creating extra pushback where pushback is not necessary. And when we get into this style of combination here, the 7 wands, we don't see these other 6 wands, who's holding them. So it's like kind of creating problems out of nothing, or creating defensive energy where defensive energy is not needing to be. So again, that sort of thing of, oh, I see you across the hall here talking to somebody else, but you look over in my direction. Are you talking about me? Right? It's kind of creating that sense of what if. So I do see right away a defensive energy that comes forward, really, really caught up in the words. Maybe picking some fights here, but not necessarily like confrontational fights. But, oh, I heard this could be like saying to person A that you and person B were talking about them, right? Kind of maybe spreading rumors in that sort of way, because the Eight of Swords talks about getting caught up in the words or getting caught up in the mind. But the Seven of Wands, again, is not direct confrontation. So this is like picking a fight without actually being around you to pick a fight, or like creating a defensive energy, but not, it's not aggressive, it's not direct. Can be a little catty. When we have the idea of the Queen of Pentacles, so with the Page of Pentacles, we see this switch around into a more nurturing energy. This could be that they start to work on themselves. I don't see it right away, but I do see it more of it being maybe within a couple of weeks here with the Seven of Wands. Getting into a place, Queen of Pentacles, where they maybe start to work on themselves, nurture themselves, feel more secure about themselves. Again, Seven of Wands, though, is like we're creating problems out of a place of problems that doesn't need to be there. It's like a fantasy with the 7. And so if they're working through the sense of, oh, now I feel comfortable you talking in the corner with somebody else because I don't feel like you're talking about me, Queen of Pentacles, I start to work on myself instead, right? So it seems like they go from this place of defensive energy, looking to pick a fight in any sort of opportunity that can, to all of a sudden being in a place of apologetic, working on themselves, being a little bit more manageable, I guess, being a little bit more manageable in terms of how they approach other people, and just kind of being a little bit more tolerable as well. So going from defensive energy right off the hop, causing, still more problems, but not directly to you or directly to your face, to then all of a sudden being a little bit more of a calm person, tolerable person, even caring or apologetic person there as well, like flipping the switch. But I don't see the flip of the switch being something that's like one day to the next. I do maybe see it over a couple of weeks time that would, change around. But yeah, definitely with this Eight of Swords, Seven of Wands, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some sort of um, like spreading of the rumors sort of behavior. But yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah, I would just let them get into the place of that Queen of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, where they start to maybe grow and reflect a little bit on themselves. Especially too if we are going through a tower, right? We're now back to the very beginning. We're learning things. We're becoming different. We're in a place of different structure. So it'll take some time for them to reset themselves. But it looks like they are going in a place of care and structure. Yeah, I would just do that. Mm-hmm. Let them be, let them heal, let them reflect, and keep on keeping on with your own life instead. But if anybody is interested in having a personal reading here today, check out the website temperanceandsage.com for the live personal readings. No worries. Thank you as well for allowing me to do your readings for you. I think we'll probably end the live relatively soon here too. On one hand, I do like the late lives, but some days it feels extra late. So we will probably end the live here within the next 5-ish minutes or so. Temperanceandsage.com for the live personal readings if anybody is interested in having a personal reading here today. Awesome. And we actually just switched over, so I've got 3 different channels here now. This one is the personal reading channel. Then I have Temperance and Sage, which is directed for collective readings. And then I have Temperance Sage Tarot, where we're doing zodiac sign readings there too. So we're splitting it up into the 3 different channels. Yeah, I figured it's good for everybody who wants to see the specific thing that they are looking for. Because some people don't want the collective readings, they only want the zodiac signs and vice versa. So this just helps everybody get what they're looking for. No worries. And I think we'll go ahead and close down the live here for today. So if anybody's interested in having a personal reading, I will be back in the morning at 9:30 a.m. Central. If you'd like to have a personal reading, the spots are up, open, and available for that. Thank you everybody for joining me here today and allowing me to do your readings for you on the live as well. I really do appreciate it. I hope everybody has a lovely rest of their day, lovely rest of the week ahead there as well. And I will see y'all another day. See you guys.